we're about to make you absolutely unrecognizable in just 30 days. So sit down, lock in, and let's do this. This is what the Glow Up Challenge did for people last year. And I know that if you commit to this over the next 4 weeks, it will do the absolute same for you and beyond. If you're new here, my name is Brooke. I am a certified master mindset, manifestation, and success coach. And I specialize in really taking more of the woo-woo energetic concepts and grounding them into strategy so that you can take step-by-step actions to actually apply them and get the results that you want. So be sure to subscribe, follow, do the whole thing so that you don't miss any of these episodes where I will be taking you step by step to massively get your shit together and glow the fuck up before the new year. So let's start with a little rundown of what you can expect with this end of the year glow up challenge that we're doing together, so you know what's coming in the next 4 weeks. Each week we are going to be diving into a different topic, and I will be taking you through the action, the energetics that will back this action that you'll be taking. And also we're going to be making it fun because what's the point of doing any of this if we aren't actually having fun and enjoying the process along the way? And your job will be to apply what we cover for 1 week. And then each week we are going to build upon that change that we already installed the week before. I'm going to be dropping the episodes on Thursday so that you have the entire weekend to listen to them, do any of the prompts, and then be ready to go all in with really implementing it come Monday. I'm also going to be breaking all of this down for you in a weekly email that will have additional prompts that you're not going to find here. So be sure to sign up for that email. I'll link it down below for you so that you can get the extra support there. I want to make this super easy for you guys to apply and digest over the next 4 weeks. So I've created a sort of breakdown template that we're going to be following for each episode. So I'm going to share that with you here, and then we're going to get into this week's challenge. So each week we will break everything down into action, energy, and like I said, we're making it fun through romanticization. It's kind of hard to say. So number 1, action steps. I'm going to be walking you step by step on the exact actions to do every single week. 2, energy, because it's not just the actions you take, it's the energy that you take the actions in that determine the results. Energy truly shifts the entire experience of everything. So throughout all of this, I will be backing you with manifestation energetic principles so that you aren't just doing the things, you're actually going to be changing how you be and the frequency that you're attracting from. And lastly, romanticization, because like I said, we are making this fun. And one of my favorite parts about a glow up or getting my shit together is how much I really romanticize the glow up process, and I make it something that's really fun and exciting for me and something that I really look forward to doing, which just supports me even more in actually installing the change because I'm excited by it. I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that too. Oh, and lastly, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, habits. So each week, among the other things that you will be doing to absolutely transform your life, get your shit together, and glow up, you will also be installing a new habit. I like to call these habits macro habits or domino habits because these habits are going to be big habits that once you install and apply will positively affect every other area of your life and create a bunch of little tiny other good habits that branch off of it. So by the end of this challenge, you will have 4 new domino or macro habits installed that will be positively affecting every single area of your life. And this is among all the other changes that you will be making as well. So get ready to actually be living an entirely different life by the end of this. And we're doing this all in just 30 days because in case I haven't mentioned it yet, I am literally the queen of helping people to manifest glow ups and create lasting change and success in their lives. I have an entire 6-month transformational program on this very topic called Scale, which is actually enrolling throughout November, but early bird discounted pricing is only November 1st through 11th. And we have limited spaces for this round, because you can think of this as like a mastermind course hybrid where we will have live coaching calls and a super interactive group where you can ask me questions, you can get support from me and the other students that are also in Scale with you. And then of course, we have 6 months worth of incredibly transformational video content. We go into manifestation, success, universal laws, strategy, masculine and feminine energy, human design, cycle syncing, making the unconscious conscious, somatic, subconscious rewiring, hypnosis, you name it. This is a complete inside out transformational course that I've actually spent the last 8 months adding to. And this is the first round that I'm fully launching this new version, basically the Scale 2.0 with. I also give you access and walk you through my manifestation game plan so that you can customize it and do it for yourself. That is truly what I run my entire life and 7-figure businesses off of. But we have so much to dive into here today in this challenge. So I'm just going to leave the enrollment link down below for you so that you can just check all that out yourself and see what's in Scale and the transformation that waits for you within there. But I do really hope to see you guys in there, especially if you're doing this challenge, because I know that you will absolutely fucking love Scale and receive incredible results from it. Okay, so for today, week 1 of the challenge, I want you to think of this as like the setup week. Okay, we're going to be priming your mind and your energy for the change and the transformation that we are going to be creating over the next 30 days. So for today, here is our outline, and let's do this. First, we're going to go into brain dump. Number 2, ownership and acceptance. 3, the change. 4, painting the picture. 5, highlighting your skills. And 6, resourcing other skills. 7, getting your identity on lock. And 8, locking into our week 1 macro habits. So step 1. Okay, so this is your brain dump. Obviously, you have come here, you're watching this because there is something in your life that you want to change. And maybe it's a lot of some things, and that's totally fine. That is what I am here for, to help you to do. So what I want you to do is to give these things that are floating up in your mind, all these things that you want to change, that you want to see improve, all the things that you don't like about your life right now. And I want you to give them space. I want you to let them out and let them breathe. A lot of the times we just hold all of this stuff up in our mind and it can become really overwhelming and it takes up a lot of our energy. So I just want you to brain dump it all out. And the reason why we are starting with what you don't like, what you want to change, is because a lot of the time people don't know what they actually want. And it's a lot easier for them to call out and list out all the things that they know that they don't want or the things that they don't like. This is because our minds are typically primed to focus more on the negative, to focus on threats, than to focus on what's actually going right or our desires even. So we're first going to start by just allowing all of those kind of shadows or things that we don't like, the things that we want to change, allowing them to have their space to be let out, so that we stop just storing them up in our mind. And then from there, we can actually get clear on what we actually do want instead. So I want you to think of this list as like your current location. Okay, this is where you are right now, and this is where you are starting from. Which brings me into step number 2, ownership and acceptance. I cannot stress these 2 pillars enough. I talk about ownership and acceptance so much because these are 2 core manifestation energetic principles actually. So first, let's talk about ownership. The thing with ownership is that having ownership over your current location, over where you are now and the life that you have created now, puts you in the power position to actually change it. If you don't own what got you here and the fact that you yourself got you here, then you aren't able to own your full power to change the circumstance. Because ultimately what you're saying is that you don't have the power, that you're the victim of life and that life happens to you, not you create your own life. So regardless of what has led you here, right? Even if there's been these unfair circumstances in your life, which are very real and true, I just want you to look at that list of everything that you want to change now and just fucking own it. By owning where you are now, you put yourself at cause for your life. And taking ownership of everything that got you here actually allows you to learn and grow from your past rather than just disowning it and kind of pushing it to the side when there's some very valuable lessons that you can take from what got you into this position so that you don't repeat them in the future. And rather than being hard on yourself and seeing anything as negative or a mistake or a failure, I just want you to see it all as feedback. Everything in your life that is right now that you want to change is just feedback. It's just information. It's just telling you that the inputs that you put into your life up until this point gave you these outputs as a result. So if you want different outputs, you're going to have to put in different inputs this time around. Taking ownership allows you to recognize that your actions led you to this position and that by changing your actions, you can actually create a new position and an entirely different life for yourself. And acceptance. Acceptance is the energy that allows us to finally be present and fully grounded in where we are at right now. And it is only from that position of full acceptance and from being present in your life exactly as it is right now that you can actually change it. Without acceptance of what is right now, it's like trying to route a GPS to a certain location without knowing or wanting to input your starting location. Because the ultimate truth is wherever you are right now, this is your starting location. So disowning it in any way really isn't supporting you. You want to be clear at where you're at now, and you want to allow yourself to just be fully in it, to accept it for what is and allow yourself to be present in the moment, regardless of how uncomfortable things might be or how much you might not like what's going on in your life right now. Because by being fully present in it is when you're able to shift your energy, shift your mind, shift your actions in the moment. And that is what creates real change in your future. I'm all about, especially when we're talking a glow up or getting your shit together, being really fucking real with yourself. I preach and give my students so many tools and techniques to study themselves, honestly, like science projects, because this is how we help to make the unconscious shadows conscious so that we can actually change them. But if we're not willing to accept, to look at, to own, to be present in what our life is right now, then we are not putting ourselves in a position that we can actually move forward from. If your mind is constantly in the past and just thinking about past regrets, things that you wish that you would have done differently, you're just perpetuating that same past energy that created your current position and creating more of that, more of your current position into your future. And if you spend all your time just obsessing and worrying about the future, then you aren't harnessing all the power that you have that only exists in the now. I mean, think about it. The only place that we can create from is from right now. We cannot go into the past and change anything that happened in the past. And we cannot go out in the future and change the future when we're in the present moment. The only way to actually change the future is by changing how you are right now in the present. You want to place your energy where it matters the most and where it is the most powerful, and that is in the now. So the only way for us to do this, the only way for us to embody this incredibly powerful energy that is the creation energy over our life is to accept what is now, to get cozy with it, get cool with it. You don't have to like it. You just need to accept it and to take ownership that you have the power to create your life. You've created your life up until this point. You've created this life of the things that you want to change. And from this position, again, although some things may not have been your fault or there have been difficult cards that you have been dealt, by just taking ownership, you are putting yourself in the driver's seat and telling yourself that you are the creator of this reality and this life. So you give yourself the power to create the future that you want instead. So now with embodying this energy of ownership and acceptance, I want you to look at this list of everything that you want to change. And I want you to write or tell yourself, I can work with this. Now on to step 3, the change. So here's the fun part. We get to actually decide what it is that we want to change. What is the change that you want to see happen in your life? And if it helps you, you can draw a line or on another page, just flip back and forth between all the things that you wrote that you don't like, and then writing the opposite of that you want to see happen in your life instead. You can make this list as big as you want to make it. You can change anything about your life. But what I want you to remember for this challenge is that we only have 30 days. And I want you to get the absolute most out of this and have the most effective, locked in, and sustainable change from this challenge, which you can absolutely build upon as we go into the new year as well. I am telling you, you can absolutely change everything in your life, and I am here to support you in that, okay? If you have dreams of, let's say, starting a business or achieving a really big goal that you know is going to take you some time to do and achieve, we can obviously support you now within this challenge by putting some habits and routines into place. But I definitely suggest that you get into this round of scale so that I can help you more long-term with that. So if you need to make another list so that you can get more clear on what exactly it is that you want to focus on and change in this month, go ahead and do that. And again, I want to set you up for success in this. So do not overwhelm yourself. I want you to make a list of things that you feel like you can confidently do and handle over the next 30 days. And again, as you know, through this challenge, I'm walking you through actual things to change as well. So if you aren't very clear, you just know that you need to get your shit together, that you need to glow up your life, don't worry. I got you. And the steps for all of that will be made clear for you over the next 4 weeks. And then from this list, I want you to lock in on 1 to 3 goals. Okay. Again, I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with this. And these goals should be sort of like our domino or our macro habits that we're going to be installing too. So these domino goals should be something that you can focus on and prioritize that will positively affect many other areas and things in your life as well. So I'll give you an example of mine that I'm doing for this challenge. I have 2 domino goals that I will be focusing on. And that is really locking into my routine and getting super grounded, automated, and consistent within that new routine. And also really getting back on my content grind. So doing this, posting this challenge, showing up on YouTube, showing up on TikTok, Instagram, the whole thing. So those are my 2 focus goals to really lock into over this 30-day challenge, among the other things that I'll be doing alongside you guys to blow up and get my shit together. But I know that if I can really lock into my routine and get back on my content grind, that's going to positively benefit so many other things in my life too. Now, step 4, painting the picture. Painting the picture is how we take this list of all the changes that we want to see in our life from just being a list of things to actually bringing them to life. If you are familiar with manifestation, then you're probably familiar with the power of scripting and visualization. But if you're not, let me put you on. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is simply imagined. So if we create this sort of movie within our mind or a story that we tell to the subconscious mind, although this is imagined, sees it and experiences it as if it were really happening to you. So subconscious mind will start to see you as the type of person who lives this life and does these things and has these experiences, and then will begin to act accordingly. Your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your success or your failure, depending if you have your subconscious mind aligned with the goals that you have or not. If subconscious mind is not aligned with the goals that you have set for yourself, then this is when we get into really tricky self-sabotage and those kind of messy situations. So it's really important that when we want to change things in our external life and when we want that change to really stick, that we make sure that we're also changing on the subconscious mind level too. And some of the subconscious mind rewiring work really happens along the way as you actually take the actions, you walk the talk, you embody this new version of you, and you actually do the things and prove to your subconscious mind that you can do them, that you do them, that you are this new person already. But by painting that picture, by giving subconscious mind a story or a movie to focus on, it really primes your subconscious mind to expect and get used to the changes that you're making so that there's less resistance along the way. We cover this in depth with science-backed neuro-linguistic programming, subconscious mind rewiring techniques inside of Scale. I basically teach you how to brainwash yourself for the success that you want, and I give you the techniques and the tools to do so. So just saying, if you know that your subconscious mind is fucked like mine was, then I got you. Anyways, scripting and visualizing your goals is going to help prime your subconscious mind for this change that we will be implementing over the next 30 days. Again, this is change that we're focusing on making and seeing in our life over just the next 30 days. So your life isn't going to change that much, right? Like for most of us, we probably won't be living in a new country or a mansion or some big change like that, right? It's really just a new embodiment. It's a new lifestyle. It's a new way of living and being that you're practicing within your subconscious mind. And like I said, this is definitely something that you can build upon as you go into the new year. And I'm going to help you in one of these episodes to set your goals and really set yourself up for success for the new year too. So more on that to come. I'm also going to give you detailed prompts for this exercise inside of the episode 1 email. So be sure, if you haven't already, to sign up for the challenge emails to get those extra prompts and support. I will link that all below. But basically what I want you to do is script out. So journal out, write it out, what a day in your life would look like with these changes already installed and absolutely normalized for you. What does that look like? What does it feel like to be living that reality? The more real you can make this, the better for the subconscious mind. Then I am going to have you repeat this. So either through journaling or scripting or visualizing it like watching a movie in your mind, or at the very least, just rereading this script that you're going to write out now. And I'm going to have you do that every single day, ideally in the morning, for the next 7 days of the challenge, and extra credit if you want to continue doing it beyond. It definitely never hurts to do some extra subconscious mind reprogramming, okay? Step 5, highlighting your skills. I love this step and I'm really excited to share this with you because I feel like this isn't said enough in the self-development or manifestation space. When most people want to glow up or change their life, they think that what comes with that is just completely throwing away their old self and becoming a completely different person. But that could not be further from the truth, and that's definitely not the soul aligned way of doing things. When you just try to get rid of your entire self, you're really disconnecting yourself from your real, true, soul aligned self. Your little quirks and ways of being, ways of thinking, your soul gifts and skills that actually make you special and make you who you are, and that were given to you divinely, that your soul literally chose to support you and back you in all the things that you're supposed to do in this life. I know that sometimes these ways that we are may feel like they get in the way, but that is what this step is for, is to help you to really reframe the things that are just innate to you, that are natural to you, even if you see them as a disadvantage, and begin to see the advantage within them. So here's how we are going to do things a bit differently now. I want you to now create a list of things, whether positive or negative, that feel really true to you. Anything that feels negative, but still really true to you, like it just is an innate way of your being, you're going to reframe that trait to essentially glow it up. I want you to see how that trait is actually perfect and how you can actually use it to help you to create this transformation that you want to create in the next 30 days and beyond. So for example, I'll give you one of mine to just make it clearer for you. Something that I've really been sitting with and meditating on lately is my sort of natural draw to the shadows. I'm a Scorpio moon, it's Scorpio season, and I'm just naturally a bit dark. is the best way I can put it. And in this space of spirituality and manifestation and self-development, I often saw that as holding me back, or a part of myself that I had to hide. The part of me that's just kind of used to dancing with the shadows, and you could call it dark feminine energy. My Scorpio moon side. Anybody who's a Scorpio will get this. Anyways, I have fought with myself often throughout my journey of being a manifestation coach, feeling like I had to hide that part of me, when really, when I look back at how all of my success has been built, it has been when I was most owning that part of me too, owning the duality within me and letting it be seen, because that is what makes me me. That's what makes me different from all the other creators and manifestation and mindset coaches out there doing this work. I really help people to dance with the shadows and be comfortable in the discomfort that is ultimately going through the transformation that you go through when you're looking at the shadows in order to become the higher version of yourself and manifest the life that you want. To do all of that, you have to be able to go into the shadows to see those parts of yourself, to heal those things from your past that have been uncomfortable, that aren't so cute, and that you don't really want to look at. But I have this part of me as well because I've gone through the shit, because I've been there, because I've dealt with anxiety and depression. And if you know me, you know my story, you know the past that I came from. And so when I look at my goals and I look at the impact that I want to have, I know that actually owning this part of myself and not trying to blend in and be like everybody else, but just being me, even if it's a little different or a little quirky, is actually going to help me to stand out to the people that I'm meant to connect with and that I'm meant to help. So I want you to look at the things about you that feel innate to you, feel like simply how you are, no matter how much you've tried to change it, whether you think it's a positive or a negative thing. And if you think it's negative, I want you to begin to see the perfection and the positivity in it that you can actually use to help you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Now, for your positive traits, I want you to obviously write these out too. And I want you to get clear on how you can actually play these up even more. We're going to go way more into this in episode 3, which is all about the self. So this is just kind of your teaser into this work right now. But even by just calling attention to these traits within yourself is going to help you to express them more and express them way more positively too. Step 6 is resourcing other skills. Here's the thing. Most people don't tangibly break down the embodiment or the actions that they need to take to actually achieve the things that they want to achieve or feel the ways that they want to feel. They set these vague intentions without the actual backing of what to do about it and how to support themselves to create the ideal conditions to make this happen. This is why I'm so big on fusing masculine and feminine energy together so that the energetics is backed with strategy and the strategy is backed with energetics. This is a huge and layered topic when we get into masculine and feminine energy dynamics that we dive into and we heal and we master within scale. But here's what I want you to understand and do here. If you want to feel a certain way, let's say happy or motivated or lit up for your work, you need to get clear on what circumstances and conditions you can control and set up that will support you in feeling that way. And the same goes with the other changes that you want to see. Maybe you want to feel hotter with this glow up challenge. Maybe you want to feel more put together. You want to create a routine and actually stick to it. You want to start eating better, working out, become more confident, and put yourself out there. So what skills, traits, habits, ways of being, and other conditions can you put into place to support you in doing this? So you are going to make a list of these additional skills or ways of being that you want to begin to embody now. And you're going to add them to your other list of skills that you already naturally have within yourself and write them as if you already have them. So using I am or I do, sort of present tense embodiment sentences. Again, this is helping to prime your subconscious mind because subconscious mind doesn't know the difference difference of real and imagined. So even if you're imagining that you are this way or you have these skills and you're going to be intentionally working on putting them into place over the next 4 weeks so that you can really master them and embody them, simply by saying, I am this way now, you're priming your subconscious mind to begin to accept and embody that change on its own. Step 7, getting your identity on lock. So again, we're basically repeating what we did with your change, but this time doing it with this version of yourself who has all of these skills that you already have, the quote unquote negative traits or ways of being that you've now reframed to see how they're absolutely perfect, the positive skills that you have that you're going to be playing up and juicing even more out of, and these new traits, skills, conditions, ways of being that you're wanting to embody now that you know are going to support you in achieving your goals. And you're basically going to paint the picture, tell the story of this version of you, of what it's like being this you. You can do this in whatever way you like. Maybe you write some sort of day in the life scripting visualization about embodying these traits in just your everyday daily behavior. Play around with this. Do what feels good to you. Again, I will give some prompts in the episode 1 challenge email, so sign up for that. And make sure to write this in present tense. Again, using phrases like I am, I do, I am doing, anything that is present, not saying that you will do these things in the future. You want to bring it all back into now. And really use this time, this sort of journaling prompt, this scripting exercise to just get yourself clear on how you would actually go about embodying these traits, playing them up, seeing and utilizing them in a new positive light, and making these changes to embody this new way of being in your life. Allow this to give you the clarity so that when you're just going about your day-to-day life, if you're getting ready, you're doing your makeup, you're in the shower, you're cleaning up your space, you're driving, you're making your coffee, whatever it may be, you can remember and pull up this imagery of this version of yourself and try it on, feel it into the energy of it, embody this version of you now in whatever you're doing. I want to challenge you as well for this week 1 challenge to take one day, maybe this weekend, maybe a day next week, where you really focus very intently all day on just playing the role of the version of you who has and embodies all of these traits. And whatever you do throughout that entire day, I just want you to continue to come back to the remembrance that you were playing this role today and just playing it like you are the best actor in the world, okay? Make it fun, maybe make a whole day out of it. You can do it on a weekend when you're doing fun things like going out with friends or going to get coffee or whatever you do on your weekends. Or you can do it on just any day-to-day day in your life, maybe while you're working or you're in school. The key to collapsing timelines is to become the version of yourself who inevitably creates and lives and maintains that life that you desire now. So by you going all in on playing that role, even if it's just for 24 hours, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to begin to just embody this way of being in your everyday life. And bonus points if you continue to do this. But I want you to give it at least one day where you make it your core focus of existence that entire day. And finally, habit number 1 of the 4 macro domino habits that you will be installing over the next 4 weeks. I am telling you, lock this one in. This is a macro habit of all macro habits. If you lock this one in, and I know that you're going to, all the others are going to be a lot easier to apply to. Before I tell you this habit, let me sell you on it a little bit more. This habit alone will help you to regulate your hormones, manage stress, improve your memory and focus, increase your metabolism, have a better mood and be more productive throughout the day, and make installing the other macro and micro habits that you will over these 30 days and beyond so much easier. So, domino habit number 1 is creating a bedtime and a wake up time and sticking to it. It does not matter what time this is. What matters is that you stick to it and that you, of course, support yourself with a sleep schedule that works for you. Some of this may take a little bit of trial and error, but what I want you to know is that old story of like 5 to 7 hours of sleep is ideal for everyone actually isn't, okay? That's maybe more ideal for a man. But if you are a woman, we actually need more sleep, more like around 8 to 10 hours to be really fully rested and to feel our best. I know for me, definitely 8 hours, but a girl can sleep 10 hours too, okay? Like I can sleep for 10 hours. How you're going to find out that sweet spot for you that actually is your natural amount of sleep every single night is by going to sleep any night of your choice, ideally a weekend, somewhere where you don't have to be up early the next day, of course. Going to sleep at a decent time, okay? Whatever time you naturally feel like going to sleep at. And let me also say this shouldn't be on a night that you're like out partying or drinking or anything like that, because that will throw this off. So regular night, going to bed at a decent time, taking note of what time you fall asleep or get sleepy, and then letting yourself wake up naturally the next day. So again, probably not a day that you have work or somewhere to be early in the morning, because I do not want you to set an alarm. Then take note of how many hours you slept, and that's a good guess of what's going to feel best for you. From there, you can create a bedtime and count however many hours is your natural amount of sleep. And then that is your wake up time, or reverse it, your wake up time, and then go back and find the ideal bedtime. For me, it's around 9 to 10 p.m. at night is when I like to be asleep. Okay, not just getting into bed, asleep. I get into bed at like 8, but if I can get in bed at 7:30, I'm hype. Okay. I know I sound like a grandma, but I like to sleep. And then I like to wake up every day at 6. And when I say every day, you guys, I honestly do it on the weekends too. Of course, if I go out or for some reason I was up really late the night before and it's the weekend, I'll let myself sleep. But Monday through Friday, even though I'm my own boss, I stick to a sleep schedule. I will say though, and I'm going to call myself out on my own shit right now, ever since I moved, this has been a little funky, okay? I'm ready to get back on my sleep schedule. I know the positive impact that it has on me and everyone just naturally, because we're humans when we do so. So I'm really excited to apply this week with you guys. Okay, so now let's make this all a little bit more fun. I have a habit tracker little sticker sheet for you that you can get through signing up for the challenge email. And we're also going to be rewarding ourselves each week to make this challenge even more enticing for us to stick to. And I'll walk you through setting that up there too. And if you want to devote to absolutely scaling your entire life as we go into this new year in 2025, then definitely check out Scale while early enrollment pricing is still going on and before spaces fill up, because this is a limited space round because of how hands-on it's going to be. And I don't know how many more rounds I'm going to be able to run having it be this hands-on and intimate with you guys. So trust me, if you want in, if you want that additional support and you want that sort of mastermind course hybrid vibe, and of course, if you have big goals or you want to have big goals and you want to manifest them in 2025 and do so not just with the energetics and not just with the strategy, but really bringing the two together for inevitable success, learning how to work with yourself so that your success feels good along the path, then definitely you're going to want to get into Scale this round. I will link all the Arcanum LA jewelry that I'm wearing down below, but these are the Rapture rings. I wear them every single day. And this is actually the Scale necklace. I designed this when I first ever launched Scale because it has the energy of Scale within it to just support you for success, for drive, for motivation, for manifestation. I will link it down below so you can read all about it there. The link to enroll in Scale will also be down below for you too. I believe by the time this video is up, I am making the cart open for you guys exclusively and waitlist. But if it's not up yet, it will be up November 1st through 11th for early bird pricing. And then it goes up to regular pricing after the 11th. Comment below if you're with me, if you are doing this challenge with me. I'll be doing a little roll call in every episode to just make sure you're still here, you're sticking in the game. I am holding you accountable, so let me know that you're doing it. Like, follow, subscribe so that you don't miss next week's episode. It's so good. Remember, this was just the setup, okay? We're getting down and dirty next week and moving forward. And be sure to follow all my socials too. I will link those for you as well. And with that, I will see you next week. I'm sending you so much love and so much good fucking energy. Bye.